Let's make perfect shortcrust pastry for all your sweet and savory shortcrust needs. You don't need any baking beans or a food processor, just these. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make shortcrust pastry and how to adjust it for a sweet or a savory recipe. So perfect for a tart or an apple pie or a quiche or a bacon and egg pie or my personal favorite banoffee pie. Stay tuned for that recipe. My grandma taught me how to make pastry. It was actually one of the very first things I ever learned how to make. I remember crumbling flour and butter between my fingers all the time, and it's so easy. So to get us started, we need some plain flour. Then today we're going to make a sweet one, so I'm adding in 50 grams of icing sugar, but if you're making a savory pastry, just leave this out. Then we'll just give that a little mix together with a fork. Then we need some nice cold butter, so I like to chop it up first, put it back in the fridge, and then pull it out to use so it stays nice and cold. And I'm using salted butter because it's much cheaper. Don't even get me started on the price of butter nowadays, but if you're using unsalted butter, you can add a teaspoon of salt as well. Then we'll give the butter a little toss in the flour to start with. Then we're going to rub our butter and flour together in our fingertips, and this creates a breadcrumby texture. And it's important that your butter stays nice and cold for this, otherwise it will melt into your flour. So if you can feel it warming up, you can just whack it into the fridge for 5 to 10 minutes and then keep going. And we're basically going to keep going until we have nice fine breadcrumbs. This looks perfect. It's a lovely fine breadcrumby texture. Now I'm gonna say it here because the #1 tip to stop your pastry from shrinking is keeping the butter cold. So if it feels a bit warm at this stage, whack it into the freezer or the fridge just quickly, just to cool it down again. And now I've got some nice icy water. So again, we want it to be really cold to stop that butter from warming up. We're gonna start by adding maybe 8 tablespoons. You're gonna do this by feel. So I'm gonna start with 8 tablespoons. You can always add more, but you can't take it out. So start less and you can add more. 7, 8. And then I'm gonna mix it gently together with a fork. Now my second tip for avoiding shrinkage is not to overwork your dough. So we do not want to knead it. We basically wanna bring it together just until it's combined and then stop. Right, this is looking almost completely combined, so I'm going to tip it onto the surface. And then we're just going to bring it together with our hands by kind of pushing it into the center. Oh, it feels so lovely. Right, this looks good. I've just shaped it into a little rectangle. Then we're going to wrap this up nice and tight. Now this needs to go into the fridge to chill and relax for at least 45 minutes. My shortcrust pastry is rested and is ready to use in any way that your recipe calls for. I'm gonna show you how to line a tart tin and fully bake it, ready for things like a banoffee pie that require a fully cooked tart case. Now I like to roll my pastry out in between 2 sheets of baking paper. This stops it from sticking to my surface and is really easy for transporting, and also means I don't need to add any extra flour. So we'll just unwrap it. So pop your top layer on top, push it down a little bit, and then we're gonna roll it out nice and thin. This is the ultimate rolling pin because it's nice and straight the whole way along, and it means you're not gonna get any indents in your pastry. Now take your time at this point. You want to get it nice and thin and lovely and even. I'm going for about 3 millimeters thick. This is looking perfect. You can give your tart just a little pop on top just to check that it's gonna be big enough. Perfect. Right, we'll give our tart tin a little grease. I find spray oil is the easiest thing, but you could grease some butter in here as well. Da-da-da. See, so quick. Okay, so I'm gonna flip my pastry over, peel off the bottom carefully. Oh, I got a couple of indents, but that's all right. This is gonna be the bottom. Then we're going to carefully, whoop, flip it up and in. Right, gently peel off the top layer. Now mine is getting a bit warm because it's so hot in here, so you could always chill it another little bit before you do this part. And then you just push the edges down so that you kind of fill in the bottom of the tin first. Okay, once you're happy with where it's positioned, you're going to push your finger right around the edge and then push it into the sides. Now you can use a knife to trim yours, but I think the thumb is the best tool ever. So I just like to push the pastry down the side and just break it off. And so I kind of put my finger, index finger on the inside, thumb on the outside, pushing down just to break off the pastry. This is one of my favorite things to do. I just love it. And it looks so pretty. Right, once it's all trimmed, I'm just gonna pinch around the edges just to squeeze them in nice and tight. So, lovely. Then we need to prick the bottom with a fork. Make sure you go all the way down to the bottom because this stops it from rising up when it's cooking. So we're just gonna prick all the way around. Perfect. Now I'm going to take one of those bits of baking paper we used and just press it in right on the surface of your tart case, and this is going to stop it drying out in the freezer. This is going to go into the freezer for at least 30 minutes or ideally 45 minutes to an hour, and the freezer step is really important. Do not skip it. It's what's going to help it keep its shape and stop it from shrinking. My pastry is super chill. It's been in the freezer for 45 minutes. Now let's peel this off. And this is gonna go into our nice hot oven for 25 to 30 minutes until it's nice and golden brown and cooked through. You might need to give it a spin halfway through just for a nice even bake. How beautiful and perfectly cooked does this look? Now I've allowed it to cool for about 20 minutes in the tin, and now we're gonna take it out. So my easy hack for doing this is using a bowl upside down. You pop your little case on here. Ta-da! And then we'll carefully slide it off. I might use my little spatula. Oh yeah, look at that. Whoop! Look at how golden and perfectly crisp this is. And look, you can even pick it up, that beautifully cooked bottom. The great thing about not using baking beans is you can guarantee you get a really nice crispy bottom, which is perfect for all your tart needs. So this is now ready to use. I'm about to fill it with a banoffee pie, so stay tuned for that recipe. You can head over to my Substack if you want to see some other recipes. I upload a new recipe every single Monday, and there are lots of tarts coming, so keep an eye out for those. There is a teeny subscription fee, but it just helps me keep doing what I'm doing and afford the price of butter, which is just crazy. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. And if you have a go at making a pastry case like this and filling it with something yummy, send me a photo over on Instagram. I love hearing from you. Have a great day. See you next time. Bye. If you love a simple but delicious recipe, go and check out my ultimate no-fuss chocolate cake.